Hello one and all, and welcome to Behind the Glass, your weekly automotive podcast hosted by two rather uninformed enthusiasts.
No.
I'm Sam from the YouTube channel Seen Through Glass.
I'm Tony from Gravelwood Car Sales.
And you can watch us each week. We hope you enjoy the episode. I probably should have had more coffee.
What, today? Or?
Yeah, today.
Oh, okay.
I am jet lagged.
Oh, you really?
Yeah. I landed at 4 p.m. yesterday, which was, oh God, is that 8 a.m. LA time? I think that is 8 a.m.
Is it 10 hours or it's about that, isn't it?
No, it's 8 hours at the moment, so my maths is not good enough.
Yeah.
So 8 a.m. is 4 p.m. Yeah, fine, okay. Having slept on the flight, so I was like, right, breakfast time.
Oh, you done yourself in?
Yeah. So then I got home, but then I was a bit anyway, just a mess.
Did you not sleep last night?
Not really. Tossing and turning a lot. And then also, I know you do this, because I was back, I was then like switched on to like, what do I have to do this week? I'm back now, so what do I need to catch up on?
Yeah.
So then when I was lying there in bed at like 12:15 last night, I was starting to think, oh, I'll go back to that email. I'm pissed off Vicky so much because she's obviously there trying to sleep.
And
I'm like tapping on my phone, tap.
Yeah.
So then I went through to the sitting room and I was like, well, now I'm in the sitting room at 1 a.m. Anyway, it's a bit of a mess.
Yeah. Well, we spoke about this before. Like, we wake up in the middle of the night, brain switches on, then that's it, you start work.
I despise it.
I do it all the time.
My dad used to keep a notepad next to his bed.
Did he?
So that when he woke up, he would write something down and then try and get back to sleep. He's like, I got the thought out. Rather than if it just stays in your head, you're going over and over in it and you start to think about blah, blah, blah. He was like, okay, I'll wake up, write it down, done.
And go back to work.
And then in the morning he'd wake up and be like, buy underwear.
Go to the toilet.
Yeah. But it's quite a good system. I've always thought about it. Instead, the problem is I then pick up my phone and that's the worst thing you can do in and around sleep is turn on a blue screen.
Yeah, because it bloody adjusts your eyes and you're in.
Yeah, so then I'm just gone.
You know, someone told me once, if you wake up in the middle of the night and you need to go to a toilet or you need to move, walk around with your eyes shut. So almost like you're still asleep. I mean, I
piss in a bin.
Yeah, like I said, how'd you get to the toilet? He said, well, you should know where your toilet is. Like,
don't be silly. That sounds like a really quick way to break your head.
Well, I've got an ensuite, so I literally just roll out my bed into the toilet. So it's a bit easier for me, but like, if you can, if you've got to walk down a corridor or something, I mean, that's not funny, is it?
Well, it's the benefit of you living in assisted living is that
in an estate.
No. I was hinting at your old age and the fact that you're sort of,
you get a wheelchair.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Assisted living where there's some toilets next to the bed.
Push down the corridor.
Drooling.
Well,
anyway, mate, it's good to be back in the UK. I have to admit, the weather here in London today is a little bit better than the weather I had in LA last week.
What, cloudy and horrible there?
It was, I was there for pretty much 7 days. And 3 of the days were glorious.
Yeah.
4 of the days, not actually that hot and sunny, like just kind of spring-ish weather.
Has all the smoke gone from the fires?
Yeah, all the smoke's gone from the fires, but my God.
Did you see some of the destruction?
The fire, it's actually quite terrifying.
Yeah.
It's a difference between seeing photos of it, and obviously I wasn't there anywhere near the time fires were actually active. I'm just seeing the destruction. It's quite shocking.
Yeah.
It is quite shocking. A lot of it is closed off. There's not a lot that you can get close to unless you are a resident or a professional. But yeah, I saw some parts of damage and that part's pretty grim. Apart from that, LA was popping. I was glad to be back.
What was that photo with all them old knobbers and your car?
The Boxsters.
Yeah. What was all that about?
Well, yeah, so the primary reason why I went to America, if you missed the last couple of episodes, I went over to reunite with the Boxster I bought last summer.
Did it start?
Mate, right out the box.
On the button?
On the button.
Did it?
I was a bit nervous.
So was I.
The car has been sitting at Matt Farrer's place, West Side Collector Car Storage, for 7 months.
Wow.
I didn't think it was that long. 7 months.
Yeah.
To leave a 2002 Boxster.
Did you not put it on charge for you?
No, they did. So they're a proper operation. Not only was it on charge, once a month they would start it up, let it run, rotate tyres. You know, it's a serious operation.
Yeah.
Which I was actually quite... that's quite nice of him to do because you know he could have just texted me and been like, "Mate, I'm going to shove it in the corner. Come and get it."
Yeah.
But they did look after it, and I was the first day I was driving around. I was just kind of listening out for things, and I was a bit like,
clunk.
yeah, because
Yeah.
you know, to leave a car like that for 7 months, not really doing anything,
Yeah.
did feel a bit nerve-wracking. But mate, absolutely fine. Turnkey, just got in, immediately like reconnected and reunited. Roof went straight down.
Oh my God.
The first time
Did
I
it go
was-
back up? Or?
No, yeah. Yeah, roof system works quite well. But yeah, and the first couple of days were glorious sunshine. I had some friends to meet up with and hang out with, and I was just like, I love this city, I love this car, and I was like, this is amazing. But I was there to basically get rid of it.
But why do you always climatise towards people that own piles of shit? There was like 4 or 5, and I literally would have been my worst nightmare sitting there with you lot.
Climatize is probably the wrong words, but I think congregate or
Congregate.
yeah. Well, so the car is going to be auctioned off. Air Water, which is this huge Porsche show. It's going via Broad Arrow Auctions. So shout out to the team there.
Do you want me to bid it up for you?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's false bid it. But then it would suck if I ended up buying my own
buying
car.
a car back.
Or you ended up
I
buying
bought
it.
it.
But when I went down to, they got like this cool, we should talk about this, by the way. So Haggerty, you know, Haggerty, they do insurance, they do events. They're active here as well. Anyway, they've got like
Don't Henry Catchpole.
Yes. Henry Catchpole does a lot of their presenting online. They got this like clubhouse. It's interesting, like, you know, business.
With coffee there.
Yeah, like coffee, sofas, place to go do
somewhere to sit.
Yeah, somewhere to sit. Bit car,
Toilet.
bit car storage.
Nice.
You know, I was like, this is...
I don't think there's too much money in car storage anymore, mate. I mean, it's been overdone.
Really?
I think that's tough, that business now. Yeah, I mean, I don't do it, but everything's competitive, obviously, like any business. But I'm not sure it's as it seems. It will have its problems. Can you imagine the insurance?
Insurance would be terrifying, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, this looks like something that you know, I could do. It was a cool place. Just like a cool place to hang out. But as I was sitting there and we were chatting, two of the team were like, you know, we have Boxsters. I was like, what? Like,
Oh no! See,
we've got Boxsters. And so Jeremy, who works for Haggerty, and then Blake, who works for Broad Arrow, were like, yeah, they're outside. And then one of the other guys was like, oh, and there's one in storage too. Like, shall I message the owner, see if we can bring it out? And I was like, hells yeah. And before you knew it, we had 4 986 Boxsters all parked up. I was like, this is the coolest moment of my life.
literally parked up. They weren't driving anywhere. They were just parked up.
That is a lie. They were being driven regularly. And this is the thing, like, this is what I love about that car and in general is the fact that it is such a fantastic entry point into the world of Porsche. You know, you and I bang on about this brand way too much and we've been indoctrinated, and you are very much at the high end. You know, you're buying the special stuff, and I get that. I think I
wasn't always buying the special stuff.
No,
though.
fair, but I think
You
I
have to
have
work up to it.
Do you think I have a wider appreciation for the rest of the Porsche models, or is that just now?
You definitely have a better knowledge of me than me. Oh, especially the older stuff for sure. I pre 2010, mate. As I said to you before, 2009. I'm not really interested in Porsche because they didn't work. It wasn't very good.
No, but they. I drove that car 5,000. Oh no, they alternated the brake. I drove that car 5,000 miles across America.
Yeah.
Bought it blind. Apart from an
You
alternator
need to
issue,
buy it blind. I wouldn't bite your eyes open if I were you.
apart from an alternator issue,
Yeah.
a total vibe, mate.
Lovely.
Total vibe.
But it let you down.
It let me down for 24 hours.
Nice.
Quick fix. Bish bash bosh. Back on the road.
I ain't got 24 hours. Very, very busy.
Anyway, I just think that they're a great way into that brand. And a lot of people said, oh, come on, there's lots of other cars that do similar analog, simple experiences. Because I always kept saying, you know, it's such a pure experience, you know, mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, like nice amount of power, all these things. But people like, come on, MX-5s,
Honda S2000.
Honda S2000, Z3s, like all these things like offer a similar, and I get that, but for me it's like it's the Porsche brand, and California Porsche is such a big thing,
Of course.
part of that car culture. So
One
for
of the
these
biggest
guys,
markets that'll be
yeah,
in the world.
For Jeremy and Blake, it was like this is like they get to drive around in Porsches. Blake's car was special, had all these special options on it, wooden steering wheel and things like that. Amazing.
There is one real thing which stands out with that particular Boxster is the noise from about 5,000 to redline.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a really lovely howl.
It makes an amazing noise.
Yeah.
That is impossible to capture.
Correct.
I had GoPros.
You tried?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And in the car, I'm like, oh my God, this sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Like flat out on the canyons. I'd play back the GoPro, but it's like,
Just wind noise.
I'm like, how does this make sense? The only time it captured it, maybe I've got it on my phone, is if I did a point of view angle, you could pick up on a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I could do one.
Because even the modern ones, I don't think that little howl, I don't think they've managed to transfer that, even to like our cars.
A lot of wind noise, isn't it?
Yeah, just wind noise.
Here we go. Wait. It's coming through a corner. Bit of acceleration. No, okay, I've picked the wrong part of the clip. Hold on. Hold on.
I just got wind
Hold
noise.
on. Yeah, just got a little wind noise. Okay, let's try here.
Yeah, but it's still like quite muted. When
Yeah,
you're in the car,
when you're
it's like
in the car, it's like a Formula One car. in the car,
Literally.
yeah, going 32 miles an hour. But anyway, yeah, so the car's going to be auctioned off. If you're interested, we'll put links below. What I thought you and I could do, and I spoke to the team about this, because it will be in the middle of the night for us when it happens. I think it's a Saturday. I've got to check the dates. Anyway, maybe I try and ignore it and we record an episode, we'll watch it back and we'll react to it. We'll react to the actual auction.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Because it's going to go online.
That'd be fun.
It'll be fun, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'll try and avoid the details and we might have to come in and record on a Sunday that week.
Yeah, fine.
And then we can
That'd
literally
be
sit
funny.
here and watch the auction
bidding.
and see what happens. So what I got to, if you didn't watch the video that went out on Sunday, I think I am owed $21,500 for that car, all in. I bought it for 16 and I spent a bit of money along the way. The only thing I didn't talk about, by the way, was registration and insurance. I forgot to mention that. Registration cost me $1,000 and insurance probably cost me the same. So actually, if you chuck those in the mix, it actually it's going to be 23.5, which... So...
You can't expect to get them 2 bits though back, mate.
No.
That's just the cost of motoring.
Yeah. I'm not going to get it all back, but...
No.
Let's wait and see. I'm intrigued and excited to see where that one lands.
I mean, that's a lot of money.
It's actually a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's for those cars in that market.
It's all right.
It's there or thereabouts.
Fine.
Like it's not, it's not unheard of. There is a chance.
10 grand here.
Well, okay. Look, let's. On that note, I think
Play the tune, mate.
Let's
play the
tune.
Finding the best cars on the internet so you don't have to.
I like that we can just say play the tune and we know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Welcome to Stock Watch, people. I knew Tony would start pulling apart the old Boxster, so I thought we'd jump onto motors, see what we could find, and straight away, I mean, look at this, mate. Look at this.
I can see it.
15 grand.
Yeah.
Stunning yellow paint. Just 40,000 miles, so 10,000 miles less than my car in the US. This is what I mean. You think they're super cheap. They are starting to get some appreciation, these cars. They are starting to trickle up in value. This is available at Rick's Motors.
But that's probably a particularly nice one with very, very low mileage.
But mate, mine is a particularly nice one.
Right.
50,000 miles, all the big jobs done. IMS, clutch, RMS, brand new wheels, like service regularly, like good examples.
Yeah.
Get decent money. And this in a rare color, I really like this example, by the way. I think if you're in the market, this is absolute fire. Just get rid of the slightly dodgy decals down the side.
You like that, don't you?
I am tempted.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
You sell the American one and buy that one.
Yeah.
And then do what with it?
I actually don't know, and that's the whole point. And I did say that in my video. I do not need this car.
No.
Like I do not. Mate, look at that interior.
It does look nice, actually, to
It's
be
a
fair.
it's a really nice example.
But it's a
You've just seen where the all
Yeah.
goes wrong. It's a Tiptronic.
But that's all right. That's all right for some people, though, mate. Because if you just want that as like a Sunday jaunt car to go to the coffee shop or just go for a nice cruise, that's fine.
I would disagree.
Right.
I would say the Tiptronic is a disaster.
But it is. But it's a disaster for us. Some people would want
be
the tip.
happy?
Yeah, I don't know if they'd be happy, but you know what I mean. Like they're just just old people going to put a couple of caps on. and they're going to have a nice little go down to Maidstone or not Maidstone, Brighton.
Brighton. In their yellow Porsche.
Yeah.
I mean, I love everything else about this car.
Yeah.
So if you are, as Tony says, after a cruiser, not a sports car, go for it. If you are after a sports car, hello, 4-star Classics example, £19,000, half the mileage, 24,000, but a stunning manual specification with, wait for the interior of this. It's got like that almost Carrera GT red terracotta interior.
I actually really like that red.
That is stunning. And that's quite a stereotypical Porsche, living like silver paint, red interior. Look at all that leather. So much leather.
Yeah.
Really great like interior quality. Manual gearbox says 25,000 miles. This is almost as good as it gets for this era Boxster in this country.
Well, that would have only probably been about 30 grand new, that car.
Yeah.
Back then.
Unbelievable when you think about it in that sense. I mean, this is a beautiful example at 4-star Classics. Like, actually quite outrageous. Let me just see here. I didn't check about things.
Not loads of owners as well.
Not loads of owners. It's heavily documented. They've got all the information up here.
Yeah.
They've got all the paperwork, good level of maintenance. Last 3 services were carried out at Porsche.
ULEZ compliance is petrol.
New RMS and clutch done. It's got the important IMS bearing upgrade. I mean, this is the one.
This is a nice one.
This is the one.
Yep.
Maybe that's the one I buy. I love it, mate. I love it so much. I mean, so I think those are two fantastic examples. And mate, if you equate that into US value, that is starting to push towards $20,000. And as I say, this one at 4-star Classics is the best of the best, but
that's done half the miles of your car and a bit more.
Yeah, it's the best of the best.
Yeah.
But, mine's driven by see-through glass.
Yeah.
Which
does that make it half more or less?
Half the value.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I absolutely love them. So anyway, head over to Motus if you want to have a little browse of Boxster, Boxsterness, and getting on the hype for the summer. Perfect summer car for the UK. Sunny today. I'd love to be in the Boxster right now. Just put a fat exhaust on it.
Surrey.
Yeah. Oh, mate, I'd absolutely do that. Anyway, there you go. That is a couple of lovely boxes for this week's Start. I'm not going to sing it. Let's just play the theme tune. Play the theme tune, Jack.
Sports. Finding the best cars on the internet so you don't have to. Sports.
Anyway, mate, before I update you with a few other things I got to in LA and I want to share some discussions on, what have you been doing? What's been going on here?
I went ski lesson on Sunday. I nearly broke my leg.
Sorry. What?
Yeah.
You went to a skiing lesson?
Yeah. But I'm going skiing at Christmas and I'm taking the kids.
Right.
And one of them can snowboard and Molly, the little one, she's never done it before. She was very good at it, to be fair. She literally picked it up straight away. I crashed.
Yes.
I literally crashed into someone. Luckily, it was an instructor. I nearly killed a kid, about 4-year-old. The funniest thing was 2 of the instructors listened to the podcast. So
the thought of you on skis is literally ruining me. Like
there was a man screaming at me as I went down the hill. He's going, turn your heel in. 'Cause I don't know how to stop. So I piled into the bloody wall.
How are you still standing? I mean, that to me sounds like a broken leg.
I didn't fall over.
Okay, that's good. Where you go to a dry skiing slope?
No, so there's a particularly good one in Hemel Hempstead. You use proper snow. So
well, no, but is it like proper snow, like snow?
Well, I mean, it looked like proper snow.
Was it cold in there?
Very cold, -7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a proper place.
How long does it take you to get from the top to the bottom?
No, I didn't. They wouldn't let me go from the top, mate. I'd end up back out on the M25. I'd have gone through the building, over the car park, and out onto the motorway. No, mate, you're not allowed, mate. You have to go through like certain levels.
Sure. Did you enjoy it?
I initially I was so angry because I just wanted to ski.
Yeah, of course.
I was watching the fast people go, and I want to do that.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do it, or I don't know how to do it.
Snow plow to start with.
Yeah. Well, you just have to learn to walk. And can you ski?
I used to ski a ton. I would say in the last, how old am I? 35. 20 years, I've skied 4 times.
Fair.
But when I was a kid, I skied a lot.
All the while, yeah.
So I don't know if it's like riding a bike. If someone said, let's go skiing this weekend, I'd be, let's go. If they said, let's go off-piste, I'd shit myself.
Yeah.
But I could do a few blue and red runs.
Yeah, fair.
I'll take on a black one. Screw it.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. But maybe like post-lunch.
Yeah.
I think I'd start off with down some blue and reds.
Yeah, fair. But I loved it, mate.
Yeah.
Initially, I didn't, but I'm going to go again.
I love this.
Because I'm going, but I don't want to go too fast because I want to break my leg or my arm because I've got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the only thing which I think as I've got older, I enjoy less about skiing is the imminent death.
Yeah.
Obviously, poor old Shumi, a master skier, accidents can happen.
Absolutely.
So
it's like the same in the car though.
When I was a kid, I'd literally I wouldn't even snow, but I'd like ski straight and just bomb it down the hill at 60 miles an hour. And never thought.
No fear.
No fear.
Yeah.
So that creeps in. But, mate, nice for you. Like starting a new hobby at 50, that's quite a nice thing to do.
Not 50, mate. Nowhere near 50. Not even halfway to bloody 50 yet.
Creeping up.
It will creep up on me, yeah.
How cool. Yeah. How great.
Yeah. So I'm going to do a few more lessons because we're going to France Christmas, going to the Alps.
Yeah.
So hopefully I'll be able to stop.
Yes, stopping is actually the most important part about skiing.
Yeah.
That is the thing that you need to learn.
That's what you need to learn, yeah. And obviously try not to fall over. But the kids, they literally got it straight away.
Yeah. Did anything hurt the next day? Anything ache?
So a little bit. My shins a tiny bit, and the tops of my feet. I didn't realise how tight the boots are.
Yeah, and you use muscles that you never even thought you had. Do you know, like the balancing and the leaning and
yeah. Because obviously I played football all my life, not so much anymore, but I played football all my life, and I thought my balance was okay until I got on skis.
Head over foot all straight away. Yeah.
But I didn't fall over.
Okay. Good on you, mate.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was
you know
good.
what you could do? You could put some skis on the GT3 and off you go. Bit of a winter adventure.
Skis on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some winter tyres
on the M3, but still.
Yeah, I'm going to sell the M3.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to sell it. Yeah.
How come?
Well, it's nearly 2 years old, just about coming up 2 years old.
It's not using it?
Yeah, no, I do use it. It's done 15,000 miles, but I've had enough of it now. I don't need it no more. That's it now. I'll buy something else. I love it still, and I'll probably sell it and go, what do I do that for?
Yeah, buy another one.
Because I still really like it, but I just don't really need it.
Fair enough. Sorry, I had a panic as you were talking because I suddenly just realised that the MOT is due on the Panamera, and I think because you said 2 years old, and I thought, you know when that happens? So, and I thought went into my brain, and I lost the ability to listen to what you were talking about.
Well, that happens to me all the time.
I thought, oh crap! I've got a lot to catch up on today.
I need to MOT the GT3 actually.
Oh God, is that? Oh yeah,
it's 3 years old.
Yeah.
My one's a little bit older than yours, isn't it?
Yes.
Yours is a 72, isn't it?
Yeah, mine will be 3 years old in December.
Fair.
So I got a bit more time.
You got a bit more time, yeah.
God, all that stuff's such a bore, isn't it?
That's so annoying.
How do these people who have like 35 cars, how do they do it?
What?
Do you know what I mean? Like if you've got like 20 cars, they all need MOT
cars,
and yeah, like Shmee.
Oh,
Tim,
fair.
how do you do it?
Fine.
Do you know what I mean? Or any of these people with these big collections.
Right.
MOTs and insurances and taxing and how do you stay on track? I lose track all the time. Okay, well, keep us posted on what's going on with that.
I will keep you posted, on the ski thing.
A little bit of housekeeping to do. I think both of the BTG live events we announced before I went away have now sold out.
Already?
Yeah, Alexander's and Luxembourg, gone. We may release a few additional tickets for either because they sold out so quickly. So keep an eye on the website. And I think we've got a third event to announce any day now, which is going to be another European event, actually.
Yep.
But let me get settled back in, and then maybe we'll be announcing that next week. Alongside, we're imminently going to be announcing another On The Road tour.
Yeah, we are.
So we've got lots coming up in the weeks ahead. So yeah, if you are worried about missing things, if you listen to these episodes quite a few weeks later than they go out. You have two options. Go over to the On The Road Tours website, which is literally ontheroad.tours. You can sign up to the newsletter there. You'll always find out first about any events and things like that if you sign up to the newsletter. And for live events, just keep an eye on the Seen Through Glass website, which is seenthroughglass.online, which went down, by the way, for a moment. It's back up on.
It crashed
because of the demand. And just keep an eye on the live events page. That will always just, update with any events. So yeah, if you're keen to come and hang out with us, join us on any adventures or live events this year, make sure you do those things. But we will also be talking about them on these episodes. But I know some people are like, they'll listen to these episodes 6 weeks after they go out. And then they're fuming because they sent notes saying,
well, we know that as well from the tours, mate.
Yeah.
Because people book in like 4 weeks after.
Yeah, exactly. Still people sending in requests. I'm like, sorry, you missed your moment.
Sorry, it's gone.
And on that note, we're off to Spain for the first event in literally, I think, a month now, isn't it? Just over a month. So time is ticking by. I'm very excited for that. I'm not going to ask you right now what's going on with your car for the tour scenario.
It's getting closer, mate.
Let's get into that next week.
Yeah. It's getting closer.
Okay, good.
I'm flapping.
So a few more things to talk about from LA.
Yeah.
First, let's talk about cars.
Sandy, was a car show.
not always. Sometimes a skiing show. I got back behind the wheel of a Huracan Sterrato.
That's the Dakar thing.
That is the off-roading one.
Right.
And I took it out to the desert for a couple of days.
Did you?
Yeah, mate. So basically last year during my big road trip in the Boxster, I ended up having to make some cancellations when I had the alternator issue. One of them was this insane Airbnb in the middle of the desert, and it was a non-cancellation. So when I said, look, I'm not going to make it, the car's broken down, they said, well, we'll keep your money on file and you're welcome to come back next year. We'll keep it for a year and you can rebook and you won't have to pay.
Yeah.
So I always knew when I went back out to the US, I wanted to try and go out to the desert.
Yeah.
But now that I'm selling the Boxster, I was like, I don't really want to take the Boxster because it would just get stone chipped and messed up. It's a bit of a risk. Yeah, exactly. So I was like, what's the next best option? I know. Huracan Sterrato. Because it has like a 2.5 mile dirt track drive to get to this property. It's literally in the middle of the desert.
Wow.
So off I went. I'm quite sad the Huracan's gone.
Died?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. It was, I had the Performante for 2 years and I did really like it. I didn't like it as much as I should have because I lost a load of money on it. But that aside, it was a bloody good car when it come out. It was very comparable in terms of specialness and drive to a Speciale because I had them at similar times. And it drove properly. It was the first real Lambo that almost drove like a Ferrari.
Yeah.
It was a proper bit of kit.
And it's funny, obviously Paul Wallace had his, was his rear-wheel drive? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, the rear-wheel drive
one. STO I loved. And it's funny, it was such a successful car, a very good car that, we've all experienced many times, luckily enough. But somehow doesn't carry the weight of the V12s, does it? It doesn't.
No, but now probably more appreciated now it's gone.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Especially because the V10's gone with it.
Yeah. Like the R8. Is that more appreciated now it's gone? Although there's another one coming back.
Yeah. Mad that, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, I just got in it and I thought, this was a thing. Like what a car. And for me, as if I was to buy one, the Sterrato was the one for me because the rise in ride height, the bigger tires, all these things just make it actually a more comfortable and usable car. Yeah. I must have done at least 500 miles in that car in the few days. I drove out to Joshua Tree and back. That's a couple of 100 miles. I farted around in it. So I must have done 500 miles. A lot of that just on American highways, bumpy LA roads, and then loose surfaces. And it is surprisingly comfortable. It was just a good, usable car. Interior feels a little bit clunky now in terms of just usability. It's all still good, up-to-date software and stuff, but just, the new systems in those Lambos are so good. That Revuelto and Telerario interior is so good. The most surprising thing I felt is it doesn't feel that quick, which is what's so weird. I'm so used to now these turboed or hybridized powertrains and 296s and Arturas that a good old naturally aspirated V10 engine, which is a little bit tuned down anyway in the Sterrato, there was a couple times I was like, oh, come on, mate.
Yeah.
Which is wild, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. But, well, you remember when I think it was in America, and I drove the 675.
Oh, yeah.
And I said it doesn't feel that fast. I mean, it would have been fast, but it just didn't feel that fast.
I think it's
mad how just things move on.
Things move, and I guess our point of reference, because you and I especially are in lots of new quick cars regularly. I guess if you hadn't been that, if that was your first Lambo, you'd think, God, this is nuts. But if you are spending a lot of time in new cars, it's suddenly in a couple of years can be like, wow, this.
But you know what is weird though? Like our GT3s aren't fast in a straight line.
Yeah.
But what they do above most other cars is that the speed you can carry in a corner. So I think that's why they probably feel. I mean, Porsches always feel faster than they actually are. And a 911 is particularly hard to drive quickly because of the balance of the weight and where it is. But because you can take the mickey of, corners approaching, they're just not. If you drive them in a straight line, they're just my M3's as fast.
Yeah,
they're just. But I never get that with a GT.
It's weird, isn't it? It gives
really
a sensation of speed more than
Yeah, but I think that's
cornering and lightness and brakes.
Yeah.
Well, the Sterrato does feel very fast off road.
Well, I can imagine
75 miles an hour on gravel. Quick.
Really fast.
I was like, bloody hell.
Did you get air? Did you?
I didn't get air.
Oh.
I got it. It's just so unbelievable to drive a Lamborghini like that off road. And the big thing was, I arrived at this property late at night, which, by the way, was terrifying. I'm trying to really be grown up and play it cool, but in the desert, no lights, in a property I'd never been to before, 2.5 miles down a dirt track.
Murder.
I genuinely, I had to be so strong of mind.
Did
I
you?
was like, I just am absolutely terrified right now.
Is this where I'm going to get buried?
I literally left all the lights on, locked every single door, slept basically with a baseball bat in my hand. I was so terrified.
You slept there?
Yeah, slept 2 nights.
In the house?
In the house, in the Airbnb.
Oh.
Mate, it was stunning. I'll see if I can find a picture. The location was unbelievable.
Well, you'd probably been all right. No one known it's there.
Well, I don't know.
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but it was so sketchy, mate. Can you see literally in the freaking middle of the desert?
Wow.
That's the little property.
Wow.
It was really cool. Really one of the most amazing things I've done. And, a different kind of video because it's a bit of a travel video, that one. But, really crap myself. But to wake up in the morning and look out the window in the middle of the desert and see a Lamborghini.
Yeah, cool.
It's freaking cool. It's just this should not be
What
here.
colour was the car?
Like a sort of satiny, greeny, gold kind of colour.
Nice.
Blended in quite well. But what was even more amazing is there were some sections of that road that were quite sketchy. Even if I was in a 4x4, I would have been like, I've got to slow down here and find the angles. And I was a bit like, I'm screwed because it's late at night. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I've just got to tackle it and assume the car's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And it totally was.
Was it?
And I love the Americans because at one point I was coming down and there was a, whatever coming the other way. Window came down. Oh my God. Are you lost? And I was like, no. He goes, how did you get that down here? And I was like, well, it's built for this. No way, man. They could not believe that there was a bloody Lamborghini down this. Oh, someone's knocking on my window. There's a man repainting the door of the studio.
I literally thought the way he knocked, mate. I thought it was a bailiff or something.
Yeah.
So we paid all our bills.
It was an aggressive knock, and it was a I'm painting your door. We're literally in the middle of recording an episode, so just give us 5 minutes. He looked furious. So bad day for him. Anyway, we're back in the room. So
you loved it.
Big fan of the Sterrato. Video coming that.
But was you a big fan, or you just
big fan?
No, but was you originally a big fan?
Yes. My previous.
Because I think you said it was a nonsense car.
No. Whether I said this at the time or not, I think it's a better option than the 911 Dakar.
Okay.
Because I think it's just more unique and cooler, being able to do that with a Lambo.
I'm not sure you said that originally.
Really? I've changed my mind then.
Well, good. That's fine.
I think most 911s can go most places.
Yeah.
They are just unbelievably good at doing most things.
Yeah.
So the Dakar's cool, but I don't think it enables you that much. The Sterrato, as I say, the fact that I looked out the window and saw a Lamborghini was
enough. And it's not an Urus, it was a proper Lamborghini.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then what was funny is I rushed back to LA and I went up to this. Did we go up to Good Vibes? I don't think we did. We did that drive in Angeles Crest with the 2 cars. But did we go to the Cars and Coffee at the top?
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
We went up there. Yeah. We got out and we had the coffee shop was shut, I think.
Yeah.
But there was loads of cars there. And we were
Fine. So
talking to
go.
the people.
Okay, cool. So, so I went back to that. That's good.
Oh, nice.
And Johnny Lieberman, a big US journalist, also a part of Spike's Car Radio team, was up there. And I was about to leave and I said, oh, Matt, I said, do you know any dirt tracks up here? Like, I know you do a lot of off-roading. And he went, did they say that you could take the Sterrato off-road?
So what's for 4?
And I was like, I didn't actually ask, but I just assumed.
Yeah.
I was like, it's an off-roading Larry. He's like, oh, bro, like when I borrowed it, they said don't go off-road. I was like, oh, shit. So I handed it back really battered. Fingers crossed that's not an issue.
You?
But yeah, really like. Anyway,
Well, you
good
could
fun.
just say your Airbnb was in a dirt track.
Well, I did. That was the initial pitch. So
Fair.
they must have known that I was going at least on a dirt track, but I think maybe they didn't realise quite how dirty I was going to be getting it anyway. So that was all good fun. One other thing to mention from America, I drove America's newest supercar, lol, Corvette Z06.
What's that like?
Well, you remember we took the orange one, that
did.
C out, and we didn't love it, did we? We thought it was all right.
It handled like okay,
Yeah.
but it was a bit of a dull instrument. Yeah.
And then people told us off saying that the Corvettes are cruisers and actually this is the whole thing. They're supposed to be very accessible and easy to drive. And I think the mid-engine layout and design threw us off a bit.
Yeah.
And we kind of compared it more to like a Boxster or a Cayman than a 911.
Yeah.
This is their theoretical performance-focused one, the Z06.
Right.
And all the media and people have been like, it's amazing. And a lot of comments have been made about the fact it sounds like a 458.
Good.
Which I was like, I'm here for. So had it for about 24 hours. Didn't make a main channel video on this car. It wasn't. I just wanted to get behind it, talk about it on the podcast a little bit.
Do you like it or not? Oh no.
I think it's still shit.
Yeah. So what's it comparing with a GT3 or GT3 RS? Or what is it?
I needed to look at the pricing, which I wanted to do right now.
Well, it'd be cheap, surely.
And I think that's what you then have to look at. So Corvette Z06 price.
Did it sound all right?
Start at $113,000.
All right.
So
it's quite cheap.
Porsche GT4 price US.
Do you think it's a GT4 rival?
I think it might be.
Really?
Hold on a sec. So
Not even a 4RS?
They don't sell the GT4s anymore, do they? Do they sell GT4s anymore? No. Okay, GT4 market 126,000. So it's less than the G. So it's got various driving modes.
Good.
Tour, sport, blah, blah, blah. In its day-to-day driving mode, it's tour or whatever basic. I got it and I thought, this is a pile of crap. I literally drove it away and I thought, this is rank. The steering feel, the sense. I was like, what the paddle, the gearbox, I was like, this is.
We thought that about the standard car.
Yeah,
though.
I was like,
Yeah.
Put it into sport.
Yeah.
Woke up a lot.
Right.
Engine kicked in. The noise is sensational. It is 458 like. It's also a bit Nissan GTR like. There's a lot of overrun. There's a lot of engineered noise.
Is it? Right.
It's very like hooligan, but it sounds great. It's like as a silly thing.
Yeah.
It sounds bloody great.
Yeah. Look all right?
I don't like the looks.
All right.
But that's subjective.
Yeah, of course.
The gearbox, I don't like.
Well, we didn't like it on the standard car.
Slurgy.
Yeah.
The feel through the paddles
not
is not
seamless.
Yeah, the paddles is not great, and then it's just not sharp.
Yeah, sharp. Yeah.
Really didn't like the steering.
Right.
I couldn't figure out whether there were some driving aids in place or not, but it didn't feel consistent. It felt synthetic and not consistent. There were moments where on certain roads it felt very twitchy at the front end and almost like I was sort of turning on a dime, and then at other times it felt very wishy-washy and I just didn't know what the steering was going to do.
Yeah.
Really didn't like the brakes, very unconfidence inspiring, like just again, a mushy pedal, no real feel.
Yeah.
And okay, fair. I just poodled around in it for 24 hours to kind of like have a bit of fun and see
Yeah,
what it's
yeah.
about. But I just still, and Americans get very upset with me about this because they always think, oh, you're just a classic Brit coming over here, pooping on our cars. You decided before you'd driven it that you didn't like it. But so much of that is not true. I went there hoping to be and expecting to love it. And I even spoke to Johnny the day before and said, oh, I'm driving a Z06 tomorrow. He goes, oh, dude, you're going to love it. Like, so then I went, okay, hold on a sec, Sam. What am I missing? And then it comes to price. And if it's cheaper than a GT4, forget everything else. That's how you have to view it.
Yeah.
And at less than a GT4 or less than an F-Type or less than a, what else, an M2, all of these things. How much is an M2 in the US?
But is it that rival though?
Or you have to
it's got
view
a
it.
V8 in it,
but
mate.
you have to view it at that rival because of price point.
Okay.
If that is the price proposition, then that's the only way to view it because you're not going into the market thinking, okay, let's buy a V8 Vantage at $250,000, or I'll buy a Corvette at $110,000.
But is that how you compare a car on price, or do you
Yes.
compare it on performance?
Price.
I always compare on performance.
I know you do because you're rich.
No, mate, it's not because I'm rich. So the Corvette would represent better value because I think that's a car up to what because it's cheap, because it's American. I think it's a car up to what you're suggesting it is. I think it's a GT4 RS rival, not a GT4, and it's just cheap.
Yeah, potentially.
What's the horsepower of it?
But if your
gotta be-
budget,
yeah.
if you go and say, well, right, I've got $150,000 to spend.
Yeah.
Yes, you're going to find the best performance for that money, and if the Corvette is 20 or 30 grand cheaper and has the most performance, then of course great. But you're not viewing it versus $250,000 cars.
No, fair.
It's not, it's not a Ferrari.
But who is? If you've got 150,000, you don't look at the other bracket.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. It sits alongside a lesser bracket than the looks and the sound and things like that would suggest.
Oh, they should sell millions of them then, because it sounds like good value.
They do. They sell
Yeah.
absolute a bucket ton.
Yeah.
And people adore and love them.
Yeah.
But me getting in and comparing it to a GT4, a GT4 RS, I was underwhelmed. But that's the point, I think, is a value proposition. That's where you go, okay, fine. Because you save money and you get an experience. But if you are there for the experience, it's going to be lacking. But if you just want a mid-engine, dramatic-looking, incredible-sounding car, there you go. But I think if you've got a head on you and you want to actually have a true performance car, or you're coming from Europe or anything like that, you're going to go, yeah, it's cool, like it's great, but I would get instead.
I just have the Porsche.
Yeah.
Because the Porsche is the benchmark, right? I know we talk about, they are the benchmark for sports cars. So then they're at the top, and then you work your way down. So you then go all the other brands. You go Corvette, Aston Martin, Jaguar. You can probably maybe even throw Lotus in there now with that Amira.
Yeah, Amira, yeah.
And then you go, I wouldn't have that, I wouldn't have that, I wouldn't have that. And if you're a Porsche guy like us, you just go, well, I just paid a little bit more money for many reasons, and I'll just have the Porsche because it is the best car.
Let me see what they list. Keep going.
But some people will look at that Corvette and go, well, I think that's the best car and it's cheaper.
Yeah.
So because some people as well literally go on straight line performance.
But see, this is the thing, right?
Which is totally fair.
Top Gear
Yeah.
did a rivals test
Yeah.
of the new Z06. And what do you think they benchmarked it against?
Tell me. Because I'm a bit confused, mate, where it actually sits.
Their rival test was a 992 GT3
Yeah.
and a 458.
But that's weird.
No shit.
Why would you take
compare
a
2023 car versus a 15-year-old Ferrari?
Yeah. Because they've gone on price.
The Z06, if the Corvette is America's Porsche 911, this is its GT3. And in American sports car folklore, there is no bigger deal. But for Chevy's latest, it's bucked the trend. No electric assistance, no hybrid help, no turbos either. It's got an entirely new engine, the LT6, a 5.5-litre dry sump flat plane flat plane crank V8 taken from the race car. Good for 670 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. It also sounds more like Italian than American. And Porsche's GT3, because we're through. I mean, could this be America's best? I don't know what their summary was. I didn't watch this video, but
if you're comparing it to a GT3 or 15-year-old 458, I mean, it makes it look good value, don't it? But I'd still have the Porsche. But you know, you can see what if that's the comparison, you can see why people would buy them, especially in America. Is it 600 horsepower?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh mate, it's like full-on supercar. It's not a sports car at all.
But that's what I mean. Like it's. So therefore, okay, value proposition, yeah, makes sense. Like, I don't know. I was like,
it's not GT4 rival.
America's confused. No, but price-wise it is.
Yeah, but
that's the confusing part.
But that's the problem with that car. They are cheap.
Yes.
And they're nasty for a reason.
If you are at the $150,000 mark, yes, it seems like the obvious choice because it's 670 horsepower, V8, mid-engine, go.
Yeah.
But it does not deliver as good a driving experience
as a European car.
Yes, with less horsepower and less other things. That doesn't matter. It's not just about power.
But they never have, and they probably never will.
As much as, you know.
The Americans will hate us, but you're right.
Anyway.
I've got something to tell you.
Oh!
I forgot. My missus wants one of them electric Renault 5s.
Yes.
She does.
Amazing.
She keeps going on at me. She said, why, but what, can't I have one of them?
I was tempted to get one too, by the way. Very closely.
They're 25 grand.
Yeah.
But I told her she's got to have one on a 48-hour test drive to make sure she's
fine.
You know,
that everything works inside and stuff.
No, not just from that point. I'm sure everything works. A modern car nowadays, even things they do work. But like, make sure you can live with the fact that it's electric.
Okay, because that would be her first.
Because she doesn't go nowhere.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, she literally drives into town and out of town. And
could you charge at home?
Yeah, we'll get a charger.
You get a charger installed?
Yeah. My next door neighbour drives an electric car all the while.
Yeah,
I told you the story.
Yeah, oh, mate, perfect.
She loves it.
Yeah, who doesn't? I mean, what a success story that car's going to be.
I think so.
I haven't seen many around and about yet. And also,
they're coming though.
Given how positive and excited everyone is about them, mad that they've done a lot of paid advertising.
Have they?
Mate, I've seen a ton of like social media creators doing hashtag ads on the Renault 5. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on about it. But yeah, I think it's going to fly. I think they're going to be in a happy place with that, or at least it should. I got very tempted, but then I also got pulled in Abarth 600. Oh, hello.
What's that?
It's the new bigger electric Fiat 600 thing, but Abarth version.
So is that mini Countryman size?
I guess, yeah, okay, that kind of thing. Yeah. So I think there's some cool little electric cars, little city electric cars buzzing around at the moment.
But wait a minute, that's probably going to be 40
grand.
It's
all the money. It's all the money. Yeah, it's stupid. The Renault 5 is the best thing about the Renault 5 is the value.
It's
proposition,
cheap.
Yeah.
And I haven't even looked into it. I don't know whether you know. Is it like spec levels? There's probably different spec levels.
I think there's 3 spec levels, but even the priciest one.
Is that allowed?
Some very strange noises going on in and around this building.
That man is painting that door any minute.
I think he's going to kick it in. It's going to be like The Shining.
Via the wall.
Yeah. If you don't let me inside, I'll break through the other building. Anyway. I think the most expensive one is 30 or just under 30 or something like that. So they don't go, it's like 24, 26, 28 or something.
Literally just lease it.
And their lease deals were good, weren't they? We looked at them before.
Yeah, they were £300 a month, weren't they?
Yeah, what a little car. Go on, Renault.
Might do her.
We'll keep us posted on that.
I will, yeah.
How are you going to arrange a test drive or something?
Yeah, I'm going to. We got a local Renault dealer 6 miles from where we live or something, so.
That'll be very cool.
See if you can go and drive it.
Well, we've got one more car to discuss before we wrap things up.
A nice one.
The Dodici Cilindri.
The V12 thing.
Mm-hmm. Because obviously I went to drive that post R.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen you.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Normally I'd ask you about if you'd been in a modern Ferrari or any Ferrari.
Yeah.
How did that go? I didn't even ask you.
No,
because
we
I
didn't
don't
even
care.
discuss it. Why don't you care?
Because, I'm not interested.
Why not?
I don't know, mate. Really?
Well, I've had this chat with a few people. It's weird that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe we're going back to being bitter old men again, but...
Well, I am, apparently, according to you.
Yeah, well, no, you're not this year. This weird skiing, electric car loving, positive human being, which is catching us all off guard.
I'm going to wear
real creating influencer. Yeah.
I'm going to wear Hawaiian shirts and shorts any minute.
Oh, by the way, I went on Spike's car radio.
Oh, yeah.
I think the episode, and we watched your reel.
Did they like it?
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah,
loved
love
it.
them.
Couldn't believe it. Zuckerman's
I'd
going
like
start
to
doing
see
reels
them
now.
again.
Yeah, I begged them to come to the UK.
Yeah,
I
it'd
begged
be
them
nice to
come
see them.
Yeah, they were asking lots about you.
I really hate people, but I really like them.
Yeah.
I do,
know.
mate. Some people I just really like.
They're just nice people. They're
Yeah.
really, really nice people. You know, we had fun. Dodici Cilindri, mate, really, really good. Really, really, really good. I think more of a usable GT car than the 812 was.
Right.
It's dialed back the supercarness
Yeah.
and made it more palatable on a day-to-day basis. Then you could argue that means that it could maybe not be quite as engaging at times, or maybe it's too GT car-like, but actually I think it makes sense in Ferrari's current lineup. And for a car with all that power, it was still fun. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
yeah.
so controllable. That
Not B-road fun, though.
Well,
Too big, no?
mate, I was on twisty Italian roads, which are as bad as UKB roads, on winter tyres, on a fairly cold day, and I was having a very good time.
Was you?
Yeah, it was a very good time. Like, because that software is so good at looking after you.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I didn't turn everything off. I was CT off.
Yeah.
And it just lets you just move the car around and have fun and be
But Ferraris
silly.
have always been good at that, though,
But mate, how much? I mean, what's that car got? 830 horsepower.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, it's mental.
Yeah.
It is mental. Yes, it's big. Easy position. It's my kind of car in the sense where, you know, I like a front engine rear wheel drive,
Yeah,
big
yeah.
GT thing. Like,
It's a big F-type
it's a big F-type.
in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not for really pushing on, I
No,
don't
of
think.
course.
But for everyday or big journey, I love the way it looked. And they have saved themselves from the bloody haptic touch steering wheel because it's got a main center screen.
Oh, it doesn't. You haven't got that no more.
So you've got the main central screen so that your CarPlay, your nose lift, and your air conditioning is all done through that. So you don't have to endlessly play with the haptic steering wheel.
Has it got haptic steering
Yeah,
wheel?
that's not gone yet, but you just don't
Is
have
it
to
going?
engage with it.
Did you tell me that it's
Yeah, the word on the street is it's going.
Yeah.
Not confirmed, but
Well, the punters don't like it, do they?
no one likes it.
No one likes
It's
it, yeah.
crap. I mean, it's just officially...
it is crap, yeah.
It's officially crap, but at least in that car,
Yeah.
you don't have to engage with it that much.
Yeah.
So then again, that's a winner. Beautiful
the-
details.
The infotainment system's never always been really, really good in a Ferrari anyway, but at least it wasn't on your bloody steering wheel.
Yeah, I mean, in the 296, I think it is borderline disgusting.
Yep.
Like just almost a disaster.
Yeah.
But in this car, it was good. It's all the money. It's, you know, I really liked it, but I mean, would I not? I guess I wouldn't. Yeah, I really liked it.
And
It was
that
very
car is Vanquish rival, right?
nice. Yes,
So it's just them two on their own.
I think
No,
so.
no one else that competes with them. Probably not, is there?
Not that money, that PowerPoint, that engine size. Like,
Yeah.
Because you would say the Revuelto's in that ball, but
No,
that's
it's
gone
a
hybrid.
supercar, yeah.
Well, yeah, hybrid supercar mid-engine.
Yeah.
But I guess you'd say Aventador versus 812, maybe you put in that. I mean,
I
it's-
never compared them two,
No,
though, mate.
but again, you're talking about money versus performance. Like,
Yeah. Money, yeah, but not
Yeah.
performance.
no, I think, yeah, Vanquish and Dodici Cilindri. What was funny was what to call it, because Ferrari, like, officially, I must call it the Dodici Cilindri. In external communications, I have been told it is the Dodici Cilindri. But internally and via relaxed communications and face-to-face, it was described to me as the 12-cylinder, the 12C, the
12?
the 12 Cilindri.
Yeah.
On the dashboard, when you turn it on, it says 12 Cilindri, which is
Right.
interesting.
Right.
So literally the actual logo in the car is 12 Cilindri.
Yeah.
So it got called to me everything kind of but the Dodici Cilindri. Like, and somebody also said it's not the Dodici Cilindri, it's the Dodici. Dodici? Dodici Cilindri.
Right.
So my pronunciation's all off as well. So that is a disaster for them. That is a disaster.
It doesn't roll off the tongue, does it?
Well, it doesn't. And the fact that no one can agree, even internally or externally, what to call it.
Well, even the car
is
can't
a mess,
agree.
and the car can't agree.
Yeah.
It's the Dodici Cilindri or whatever. But then on the car it says 12 Cilindri.
Yeah,
Which
fair.
is, I mean, 12 is Dodici, but
Yeah.
anyway, what a freaking mess. So, but good fun and amazing to go to Maranello and all that kind of stuff. So I had a good time. Anywho, I think that's an episode, mate.
We done it.
We've done it. We'll be back with you next week. You are off to Spain tomorrow. It's a bit of a recce.
I'm going to Spain, yeah.
Yeah, on the road tours. Check out a few things to
I'll
make
eat
sure
some
we're all-
tapas.
Yeah, have some tapas. Have a lovely time. Be safe. And we'll get a lowdown from you next week on how that adventure goes. And then I want to find out more about tour car and stuff because
Next week?
Yeah,
Mate, surely I'd have made my mind up by then because
Well-
I'm like I need to talk to you about a few things. I haven't spoken to you for a while. I'm flapping.
yeah, I can tell. Okay, we'll be back with you next week for an update. As I say, if you're interested in any of those live events, future ones, on the road tours, that stuff like that, head over to those various websites. Otherwise, you can follow Tony at Tony Gravelwood Car Sales, most social media platforms. I'm at Seen Through Glass, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.
See ya.